Hello guys, this is Heath here. I'm going to be actually showing you a very quick overview of one of the trading strategy that I'm writing in PineScript. It's a very simple strategy that looks at the 30-minute time interval and trying to understand how you can use the fast and slow EMA in order to build the strategy. This is again regarding the crossover strategy that we usually look at whenever we are looking at the fast and slow EMA. And when they intersect each other, we try to see if we can buy or sell the security. So in this case, I'm going to be writing this strategy down, explaining each one of them in detail, step by step. Here you can see I've already kind of provided a skeleton view of the script in which you can see what all are the inputs and the outputs that you'll be basically looking at when you're writing it down. I'm going to be filling up all of these points that is shown in the script, and I'll be running it down and showing you the results. We will only be using this strategy in Apple stock and see how the performance comes out. Okay, so let's start writing it down. So this screen that you're seeing over here, this is basically the PineScript editor screen. The first thing that you'll have to figure out is that what version of PineScript you're using it. I think the latest version is 6, but I'm using 5 because there are certain text or syntax that I'm using from version 5, so I'm using the version 5 here. And then you have the initial script basically comes with the licensing code, which is from Mozilla public license 2.0, and this is the name that I'm using in order to write this strategy down. So let's start writing it. The first thing that you have to do is write out the strategy, and this will basically provide an understanding of how what kind of strategy you're using in order to put this thing down. Okay, so you'll have to put the name as well. So you have the EMA crossover, slow and fast and slow, HFT trend, filter. Okay, this one I'm using long only strategy because I'm not shorting the stock. Okay, and this is at 30-minute time interval. Okay, the other thing that you'll have to use is the short title whenever you're actually putting this down in saving the file. It makes it easier for you to view the name of the file in short form. Okay, the overlay is default to true. Okay, this basically tells you that you'll be overlaying your strategy on top of the chart and the plot that you are going to be seeing. Okay, initial capital is usually, you can give whatever you want, but I'm giving 10,000 as the initial capital that I'll be starting off with. And then you have the strategy commission percent. Okay, and then you have commission value. In this case, I'm not going to be putting any commission value. Again, it depends on what brokerage you're using. Based on that, you'll be charged a commission. The other thing that I'll be writing it down is the pyramiding. This is actually, the value is 0, the slippage value is 0. Again, these are possibly some of the things that you'll have to keep in mind when you're truly executing the strategy live, because these things matter. Process orders on close equal to true. The next thing that what we're going to do is we're going to put the inputs in terms of creating the EMA. Okay, so I think there are two EMAs that we are looking at. One is at a 20 bar, that is the fast EMA, and the other one is the slow EMA, which is going to be 50 bars. Okay, so we're going to define that. So we say fast line input int 10. Okay, so in this case I think what I'm doing is, instead of using 20, I'm going to be using 10, and you know, get the strategy done for 10 instead of 20. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The slow, I am going to be using 100 instead of 50 bars. Okay, so again, you can change this later on and test it out which one works better, but in my case I am going with 10 and 100. Okay, let's see, I think it should be able to read it. There you go. Now the next thing is higher time frame trend filters. Let's create a checkbox input, which basically provides you the HFT EMA filter. Okay, so we'll say the name of the variable as use HTF F filter. Okay, equal to input bool true use higher time frame EMA filter. Okay, so that's the one that I'll be using it. The time frame input for strings like 30 to 40, daily, you can use that, but you have to define a variable for that. So I'm going to be defining the variable HTF. Okay, sorry, HTF equal to input time frame 120. Okay, HTF for filter, that is going to be 120. Is 120 is basically 120 bars for 30 minutes is not 30 minutes, but 120. 120 in this particular case is actually 2 hours. Okay, so that's how we define the HTF. Okay, the other thing is the length of the EMA computed on the higher time frame. Usually the default is 200, so that's what we're going to go with. HTF EMA LEN equal to input int 200 HTF EMA length. Okay, min val equal to 1. That's the that's the other input. The next one is, let's use the price series to calculate the HTF EMA. Default is closed, so we say HTF source equal to input source close HTF EMA source. Okay, so that's how we are basically writing it down. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be putting it is a checkbox to enable disable ATR based stop and take profit. Okay, so we'll be using a use percent EQ equal to input bool true use percent of equity position sizing. Okay, so that's the one that we will be using. The other one is okay, sorry, this one actually is not for equity positioning. This is for for the risk management. So for risk management, you have to use stop loss point. Okay, for taking the profit. So it has to be boolean true. Okay, use ATR paste stop loss or take profit. Okay, so that's one. The other one is ATR LEN, which is going to be input.int 14 ATR length min val equal to 1. Okay, so that's your ATR length, and then you define the stop loss distance of, in our case, the stop loss distance is going to be ATR into the SL ATR multi. For example, if ATR is 10 and multi is 2.0, then stop is around 20 points away. Okay, so for that we'll write SL ATR MULT equal to input float 2.0, okay, stop loss ATR MULT, okay, and then step equal to 1.0 min val equal to 1.1. okay, so if you want to take a profit for a distance, that will use ATR into TP ATR multi. Okay, so that means if it is 14 times or 13 times more than the ATR, you're going to take the profit. You're not going to keep running it down. So that's going to be our taking profit input. So you'll use input dot float 13.0, okay, take profit ATR MULT ST step equal to 1.0 min val equal to 1.1. okay, so that's the one that you'll be using it. Now for position sizing, again, this one is very true, but it depends on how much how much position you're going to be putting in. So in our case, we can put what percentage of equity you want to put in. Let's say for 10,000 you want to do only 1,000, right? Or you want to do it 50,000 or 5,000 or probably the whole 10,000. So it all depends on you. So I'll show you like how to how to add that. First you need to define use percent, okay, EQ. That depends on, again, what what value that you'll be using it, right? So that is the use a percentage of equity position sizing. Okay, the other thing that you'll be writing is down is QTY PCT equal to input float 100.0 percentage of equity if enabled, step equal to 0.1 and min val equal to 0.1. okay, so those are the things that you'll be basically writing it down. So in this case, 100 means 100%. That means the all 10,000. If you want to put only 10%, you can just write 10. So this is in percentage form. So I'm writing it down 100 so that we'll get the result for the whole amount. Okay, so that way you can see the actual percentage in which your trading strategy is performing. Now the other thing that we're going to be using is the core calculation. Okay, so we compute the fast EMA on the current chart time frame, which is going to be for us 30 minutes, and then we also compute the slow EMA on the current time frame. Now remember, the fast EMA that we have given is the 10 bar and the slow is the 100 bar. Okay, so in order to write that down, we will be basically putting together the calculation, or we'll be basically writing the calculation using fast EMA equal to TA EMA close fast ln. Okay, that's gonna actually get the technical analysis EMA taken based on the 10 bars. The other one is slow EMA, which is going to be TA dot EMA slow close slow len. Okay, so that's the other one. The other thing that we will be writing it down again, this is just for the crossover. So up, x up is ta dot crossover fast EMA, slow EMA. Okay, and then you have the x down, which is ta dot cross over under fast EMA and slow EMA. Okay, that's the other one. Now for HTF EMA, that is the trend filter, you'll be basically writing down the equation for that as request dot security, okay, info ticker ID HTF TF, okay, TAEMA, HTF source HTF EMA LEN. Okay, so that's the one. And then the bar merge dot gaps off, okay, bar merge dot look ahead off. Okay, so that's just kind of showing the trend filter overall. Okay, so for the long trend condition, you'll be using long trend okay variable as not use HTF filter or close greater than HTF EMA. Okay, so that's your long trend condition. And then what you're going to be doing is for the ATR base exit, you'll be basically writing down ATR equal to TA ATR LEN. Okay, so those are the variables that you need to have in your again in your strategy, so that you can start now putting in the order size and the order size and the entries and the longs. Okay, so let's write that down to see how it will work. So for the order size, we will be again first of all creating the float variable, which is the quantity, and we'll keep it as NA initially. So if use percent equal again, if that happens, then what you're going to do is you're going to write quantity, you're going to be assigning it as strategy dot equity into quantity percent 100, okay, divided by close. So this will be acting as approximate quantity from percentage of equity slash close price. Okay, so that's basically what it's telling you. In terms of exit strategy, you'll be using enter long equal to x up and long trend. Okay, so if enter long strategy dot entry ID equal to L, then the direction is equal to strategy dot long quantity equal to use percent quantity NA. Okay, so that basically tells you like when you need to enter. Okay, now it comes down to close. It's not a big deal. Again, if it crosses, then you enter. If it doesn't, you don't. Okay, but when do you exit? So exit is you close the position on the crossover if it goes down. So if XDN is basically true, then you add in the strategy close ID equal to L, comment equal to opposite cross. Okay, So now that just so every time it crosses, you're gonna close it, or you can also close it when it has that 13 ATR, reaches around 13 ATR. That also means that you can take a profit directly. Okay, you can also write the optional ATR stop loss attached to the long entry. Okay, so the optional ATR that is attached to the long entry, you're basically going to be writing is if use SLTP long stop equal to strategy position average price minus ATR into SL ATR MULT. Okay, and then you have long limit equal to strategy position average price plus ATR into TP ATR MULT. Okay, and strategy dot exit ID equal to L minus ATR. Okay, from entry equal to L, stop equal to long stop, limit equal to long limit. Okay, so that's your optional ATR stop loss TP attached to the long entry. Now let's do some plotting. We will also do some plotting so that it's easier for us to visualize it and look at it. So for that, you'll just have to write plot fast EMA. Okay, fast EMA color equal to color new color TL. Okay, 0. Line width equal to 2. Okay, the other thing you'll have to write is slow EMA, color equal to color dot new color orange 0. Okay, line width equal to 2. Okay, so those are like some of the things that you have to keep in mind. The other thing, also you can do a background color. That is something that I've already written it down over here, so I think this should work fine. Background color, if you want to put that background color. So let me just save this. Okay, so I basically just saved this file. Let me, so here's the thing, like if you look at the so this is basically a compiler over here, so it compiles the code. Okay, once you save the file, it's going to compile the code. So what it's saying is that there's an error at the end of the line without line continuation. So let me just look at it. What does that mean? So you have strategy title. Sorry, this is where I think you're having an issue. Let's just save it. I put all the brackets and everything, so there shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, short title, overlay, price commission, percentage, true value equal to true. Yeah, yeah, it seems all right. I don't know why it's going to be telling me that this won't work. Do I have to put that in one single line? That's always going to be a challenge. Yeah, sometimes it asks me to like put everything on a single line, which is kind of pain. Usually it doesn't have to be, but like you have to put everything on a single line. Yeah. Let's put that in single line. I think that's where I think it's giving me a problem here. You don't have to do this, like it should be fine. I think the problem is that sometimes it doesn't take the additional extra line. Okay, hopefully this one clears out. The spelling is wrong. Okay, there is some issue with the HTF. Okay, so that somehow is that because of the spelling? Undeclared. Oh yeah, it's actually HTO. Yeah, now I think it's working fine, so I don't think I'm getting an error message. So let's test. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be testing this out. So now it's working fine. I don't see any problem at all. So let's test it out in our let's test it out and see how it works. Okay, so for that you'll have to just go to Pine Script, okay, and then add to the chart. I'm gonna click add to the chart and see how it's gonna be adding all of that stuff into the chart and seeing the performance. So boom, you can see that this is for Apple and this is for 30 minutes chart. So you can see that the overall total PNL is close to 69.71%. Okay, the max drawdown was around 4.88, which is $731. It took a lot of trade. Like there you can see that there are 46 trades overall, but the profitable trades were only 41%. But I think it's based on the fact that the losers are much smaller than the winners. So you can see that the overall net profit PNL was around it's close to like 7,000 for 10,000. Again, for the 10,000 total bankroll value, or the total capital that you invested. So the total return, you can see that the buy and hold return, this is the single most like overall return that you get, around close to like 75%. You have smaller losses, but you have some big winners. Okay, so if you look at the list of trades, probably you'll see over here that some of the trades had smaller losses, but when you get wins, you get a bigger win. So you can see over here, this is the bigger win. Then you have small losses, but then the winners are pretty big, the ones that you are carrying it for like 10 days or more than that. So that basically kind of gives you the idea in terms of why the performance is such a good performance overall, with 69% overall win rate. Hope you like this strategy. I think if you want to apply it, you can apply it, but I think you'll have to test out with other asset classes as well. But based on simple, again, looking at a 30-day time period and looking at the 10 to 100 fast to slow EMA and looking at the crossovers, I think it gives you a good result for, especially for Apple or so mega cap stocks. Okay, so hopefully we're gonna implement it, or probably just use it. Again, use it on your own discretion. Like, this is again not an investment advice. This is something that we do it like just a trading strategy overall that I'm sharing. Hopefully you guys like the content of this. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, bye bye.